Hey, money makers.
Good money makers. It's Friday.
Well, not really.
No, I know
I'm
we're
not
excited
really.
because the traders, the market closed for us if we're not trading cryptocurrency. So the market just shut down for us. But we end up closing out in profits. Come on, somebody, before the market closed. So hey. So y'all look, we're super geek. We're super excited, you guys. Once again, welcome to the Helping Families Movement. My name is Marquita Thomas.
And I'm Camille Westmoreland.
And we are so excited, you guys, because for the last few days, our goal and our mission was to be able to share with you guys not only tips on trading in the foreign exchange market so you can see how simple and easy it is, but we also wanted to bring you guys real stories of real people that have been trading with us in this space for years, seeing tremendous success. And we wanted you to hear their success stories because you guys have been hearing and seeing us talking about we catching pips. You see the testimonials of us posting, this person closed out in profit, so forth and so on. But we wanted to bring the people on so y'all could actually hear from them. So Camille, I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce them because I love this couple.
Okay, so I'm super, super excited. This is an amazing power couple in the Forex space. I've been trying to call them friends for probably the last 3 years, maybe 3 years. And they're hilarious.
You're ready to laugh.
Let me tell you, you about to be laughing. Go ahead and start your watch parties. Go ahead and tag some people because you're gonna hear some real life situations from them in a very funny, captivating. But what they're going to be sharing, so many people can relate to. And so we want to make sure that we get this message out. So we're going to invite Jon and Freddi McDougal to our live today. Hey, guys. So Jon and Freddi are actually out of Huntsville, Alabama. And I want to say I connected with them through Dr. Jewel. And so it's been really, really cool because they're so like meek and real humble and laid back. Like you would never know like how beastie they are. Like for real. Like I'd be like, oh, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay. So just want to, start off. So first, Jon, before you even got into IM Master Academy, you were already trading in the Forex market. So let's kind of talk about that because in reality, a lot of people feel like I've already, I know this space. I can trade by myself. I don't need this education. I don't need this. But on the flip side, like you said, that was you, but you've been kicking it back, watching your wife over here getting the bag because she, decided to be with a group of people, So let's talk about that, your prior IM into getting to IM into where you are now.
Yeah, that very much sums it up. I was in the market, I was in the stock market, familiar with it for 11 years. And I had quite a bit of success in it. So but I knew nothing. I knew nothing at all about Forex. I was in the market, but I was doing, other things, and I didn't know anything about Forex. So when it was introduced to me, it immediately made sense to me. I was like, oh, numbers. I love numbers. I don't like people like I like numbers. So I like numbers. So the numbers made sense to me. And when I found out the access at which we could change our lives, gain wealth, gain freedom, and gain some time back, I was all in. I was actually the first person that I introduced it to my wife, which leads me to segue to said, I was in it, we was in it, and she, like the tortoise in the hare, I'm running. So she the tortoise.
I understand.
So she said, I don't know what in the world you are doing. I don't understand none of this. Yeah. So we get to the level now, and we bring us fast forward to the last 3.5 years, almost 4 before in December. And now I'm like, okay, I'm watching her, and I'm like, okay, what did you just say? I'm like, what you just said? What was that about? So I'm the one who was in the space first, longest, but it doesn't matter. That matters nothing. It's about your own personal passion. See, I was in it and I was passionate. And then because I had been in the space, it got easy to me. I got lulled into a false sense of I'm good. I got lulled to a false sense. I don't need all that training like they be doing all the time. I don't need all of that. I'm good. I'm gonna get over here in this corner. And I had one fatal flaw, and that fatal flaw cost me my whole account.
Hey, listen to me.
So I didn't listen. Behind every successful man, there is a woman say, "Boy, you better quit playing."
I told him don't do it. I said, per my education, I don't think you need to do that, sir.
And I was just like, well, I've been in this space already. I can do it. I'm good. Don't worry. Listen, I'm the one who got 12 years in this thing. And that 12 years went down the drain in 6 hours.
Boom. And that's the reality of the situation.
Don't get off the ship. I stepped off the ship.
Yeah.
And I allowed my ego to make my account say, oh no.
Wow. That is so good, because I have ran into so many traders that get into this space, start trading for their first 30 to 60 to 90 days. They get a good flow because they have discovered a baby strategy that's working for them, and they feel like they got it. And then they tend to say goodbye to everything else, the system that helped them, the people that's constantly feeding and sharing more money, because we're able to cheat off each other's papers, and they go over into this corner on their own, and they're thinking that they got it. But one thing that I've learned, because I've been trading in this space for 4 years, is that the education it's like ongoing. You would never get to the position or the place where you feel like you got it. Understand it.
And that's where I was.
Exactly.
That's what happened to me. I got into the space. We only had 4 tools. I took them 4 tools and made all kinds of trades. And I took those 4 tools, and I thought them 4 tools was enough. I was swipe trading it. I was harmonic scannering it. I was the scanner man. I was out there doing swipe coin. I was the man. But then I went over to my own secret corner and said, I'm good now. I don't need to go. I don't need to share with anybody. I don't need to get into the group. I don't need to hear what everybody else is doing. And this thing is growing at leaps and bounds. There are no seams to this thing. It is seamless. And I got over there. Next thing you know, I come back after being gone for some time, and I'm asking I said, what is that? She was like, oh, that's in. He done done a whole. They done a whole segment on this. You done missed a whole segment. I done missed 2-3 segments. So I'm telling you, I allowed who I was, who I thought I was. Wow. I allowed who I thought I was to overshadow what I could learn.
Right.
So who I thought I was overshadowed by what I thought I could learn, and now I am the hair. She's the torch. She done went across the finish line. She looking back at me like, boy, you tripping for real. And now we done switch places. She's running now. After 4 years, she running like I should have been running, and now I'm playing catch up. So for all of you traders out there who think you have it all, there is no way in the world. You could not be further from the truth. It's always evolving. Trading is always evolving. It's always something that's happening. And the thing about that, once you get loaded into that false sense of security, you don't know about the natural events and the things that shape our economy, the instability of the people that are in charge, the instability of nations that touch our nation. And one mistake, you be looking at that trade and it looks so good. You fall asleep and you wake up and you be like, I ain't got no socks on no more.
Now, just what if you was able to bounce that idea off of somebody else before you got into the trade? What if you woke up and you was like, I want to get into this position, but you had other people that you could have reached out to that say, hey, you looking at this trade, what do you think? Bouncing ideas, cheating off each other's papers before you took the trade, and it ended up completely annihilating and wiping everything out that you worked so hard for. You know what I'm saying?
He feeling some kind of way over there, girl.
You could have been
It has been 2.5 years. It has been 2.5 years before I made that fatal flaw, and it feels like last night. It still feels like last night.
But y'all don't understand. He's a 6-figure trader. So I want y'all to understand, a 5 to 6 figure trader. Okay, so that's what we're talking about right now. We can't give y'all nothing else than what I just said. Okay, right. But I know he's a 5 to 6 figure trader like us. So it's just like, when you have a fatal move like that, you see why he got his head down, like, Lord, right. does. But we just want you guys to know that this couple is tearing the game up, and we're glad that they are a part of the Helping Families movement. Like for real, because this whole squad is all about making sure that people have security, making sure that they understand how to trade. We've always been on that since day one. We want to make sure you know it, that you understand it, and that you can literally be able to fish for yourself. But I want you guys to hear, because they have a powerful testimonial outside, you know, of him being able to trade. You know, she's getting in trading. I want y'all to tell a story, because they are beastie in their own right, but they have like a lot of kids. I'm like, Lord Jesus, go talk about the kids. They got you see why they get everywhere. Come on, somebody say everywhere.
Everywhere. We got kids everywhere. Some over here, some down here, some up there. We got kids everywhere.
So there ain't no excuse as to why you can't learn, but for real, because I mean, I want y'all to tell how many children y'all have, what in the process of you guys trading, what your family was faced against with Freddie and all that. So let's just get into that, because I want to eliminate all the excuses for people thinking that they can't get involved.
I used to use those excuses of we have too much to do and not enough time. And I was like, we have too many other obligations that we didn't have enough time for. So when we first got in, but when we understood exactly what it could do for our time, we would be trading midnight. It'd be 1 o'clock in the morning. We had stuff blown up on the side of the wall. My daughter, 2 years old, she would walk by, Daddy, is that a candlestick? So we know even the 2-year-old, was pointing out candles. Is that a candle, Daddy? Yeah, that's a candle, baby. We trying to keep the lights on. That's a candle.
Yeah,
that's a candle.
It was just that bad. Like nobody that really is around us knew how bad our situation was. You know, we're pretty private, and nobody knew. I think I had like one girlfriend. I think somebody else, like a couple people, and a very good friend of his that knew like how bad our situation had gotten because of what had happened prior. So to back it up, when before we were introduced to the opportunity, we were getting blow after blow after blow. I had gotten extremely sick, after having our daughter.
Oh, she died.
Yeah. And
twice
on the table. It was everything that could happen happened. My body, completely shut down. I was on life support for a period of time. Renal failure, loss of oxygen to my brain for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna tell you why that's so important, because I had stroke, and then I had an anoxic brain injury. Okay, so my cognitive ability to try to understand some things and to really filter things through my mind I wasn't at my best with that. And there were just so many things that happened. I became septic. There was a lot of things that I was dealing with. I had to deal with the residual things of that, in my body. And I started to, have seizures and all different types of things. I was blacking out, and of course my husband, he's having to be my caregiver. And this man had spent 22 years in the military, and all this is going on. We got medical stuff. And even though some people think that because you have insurance that it's going to pay for everything, and that's not the case all the time, because it's lies. Because when things start piling up, you reach those caps. It's like, okay, I don't know what you're going to do, but you got to figure you're on your own. And, he had been in the military and he could not find a job. Like I didn't understand, like, you can't get a job. You're a professional. You're a career person. You can't find a job. And he was trying to be a caregiver to me. Couldn't find a job. Prior to us getting married, he had been through like a nasty, situation. And, divorce sometimes financially, it can just wreak havoc on your finances. We were losing every single thing that we had. Homes going into foreclosure.
They riding by taking pictures.
Taking pictures of the house, what I'm saying, that we live in now. They was riding by taking pictures. One of the houses we lost. So between us, we had 3 homes. And they were, like coming by, taking pictures. I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. And, he was trying to find, something that, he could do. And we had the little bit of money that we had, like from being in the service, but it wasn't enough. Sometimes people feel like, well, I got this is enough, but inflation and different things, come into play, and people don't realize that's not enough money to live off of and to support 7 kids.
And we had just had our 7th child. 7th.
What are we going to do? And so all these things that we needed. So he was, trying to do this, trying to do that, and we were just losing. We got into an accident, lost a car. We couldn't get another one, So we were that. I mean, it was just horrible. Wow. And I was like, God, you got to do something.
There was no way up. It was like somebody kept poking holes in the bag, and we were filling water in it. Yeah. They were poking holes in the bag as fast as we could fill the water.
And it was just going on and on. The IRS started coming after for some reasons. They were like, you owe this amount of money. It was like, where in the world is this coming from? It was just crazy. And I was like, we were trying to figure out, okay, it got so bad to, okay, what are we going to eat? Wow. How we going to put, nobody knew that it was that bad. Like a couple of people knew, but nobody knew it was that bad. And I remember when the opportunity came across, what, he did have, he had a little bit of something that was entrusted from the savings, this TSP for military, that we weren't touching, because like if it just comes down to it, then we'll just have to do it. If worst comes to worst, we'll just have to do that.
It came.
Worst came to worst. But they were threatening to take everything that we had, basically. Wow. I was behind, on payments, mortgage payments. It was just all kinds of crazy. And so he dove in head first to trying to learn. Yeah. And they didn't leave you behind. Like, the educators are there to give you the education that you need. Now, yes, he had been trading. He's a math person, so he really understood, like, technical analysis, but still, he didn't have a lot of ground knowledge about Forex. But the guidance of the instructors, through him getting up 2:00 in the morning, he was getting on the London session, with Christopher Derrick, and, just getting up and doing those classes.
Shout out to my best friend, Lee Allen. That was my dog.
Allen.
My dog.
He was like, Leon, I got to get to Leon. He didn't have, so that became his job. And he was like, I'm going to get us out of this situation. You're not going to lose your house. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to lose another house. We're not going to lose, and actually one of them was actually had been taken. It was in the process of being taken, actually. Wow.
Yeah, they were signing up for the auction that day. They rolling up their scrolls.
Like,
this
what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We don't. Where we gonna find the money? I mean, we can't keep losing. And he just dove in head first to that situation, and you can tell him we're able to
save that house. We're able to save everything that we had. Ain't nobody riding around there no more. They ride around there now to deliver papers, so it's no other reason they gonna ride around the house no more. So we were able to keep all the kids. We have 3 children in college right now. 3. We have 3 children in college.
We have 2 in now. We have two kids.
Well, she didn't come out of graduate school, so
yeah. So at the time, we were just dealing with a lot of that, stuff. And so we were able to salvage and not lose anything else. So, and then we were able to
leaving something out. So you talked about that house, but wasn't it like 2 other houses too?
Right. Yeah. So we had 3, properties, and we, like I said, we were losing everything we had. I mean, so the one that they were getting ready to that week get rid of, we were able to
call them and stop the foreclosure.
Hey, we got.
Wait. Y'all was able to call to stop the foreclosure because of Forex.
Right.
Yes. Called them and said they needed a certain amount of money
in order to stop it. They give you, if you can pay this amount of money. So what we did was what he had saved, sometimes you have that money set back that if it comes down to it, worst comes to worst, I'm not going to touch this unless this. So we took It was all we had. It was what we had left. So it was a complete leap of faith, because if we lost that money in the market, then we probably would have been out on the street. So it was a huge leap of faith for us to take everything that we had left, you know, everything that he had worked for 22 years, to put it into the market and just believe that this is going to work. Because we didn't have no choice. We have no choice but for it to work. And we refused to lose. And then the home, and that was a property out of town, and the home that we were in and they were riding by, we were able to go, you know, to the bank and say, hey, look, y'all can stop riding by here taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? We
gone somewhere.
Right.
Gone somewhere.
We can catch this up. We're going to catch this up. It wasn't you. I was afraid, because I was like, we about to lose everything we had. I was like,
people that are just like clicking in right now, what they just said, we're talking about Forex. And they just said that they had 3 properties. Before they started learning this skill set, they were getting ready to lose all 3 of their properties. And this skill set afforded them the opportunity to save their properties, which is absolutely amazing. They didn't have to go out and solicit services, products, all of that to anyone. It was basically a skill set they set at home on their phone in front of charts, getting connected with the educators, and was able to make the income needed right off the bat to be able to save their properties. Now, past profits are not indicative of future profits. We have to put those disclaimers out there. You definitely can trade at your own risk. We have to put those out there. But I just really wanted you guys to know their story, to know that these are real people that are experiencing real stuff happening to them, but they're connecting and they're learning a skill set that is absolutely changing their lives. It's changing their families' lives. It's a skill that they will have for the rest of their lives. And I'm just excited. She also mentioned that, Freddie went through health issues to where she died twice on the table during this whole process of studying, learning Forex, going through everything that they were going to, but yet they're still here today to talk to you guys, to share with you guys. Praise God that she is, her limbs are functioning. You know what I'm saying? Just put in the chat, glory to God. You know what I mean? To live life.
I want to say that I'm still having residual. I mean, the incident with me initially getting sick actually happened before Forex, but I was still dealing with the residual health issues, you know, from it off and on. You know, I was still going to the doctor for some stuff. I actually found out, you know, and I'm being extremely transparent. You know, I was going through some testing actually not too long ago. It's been about how many months? Maybe
about 6 months
ago. And, you know, because I was still having these blackouts. And I was like, what's wrong? I couldn't, my memory and all these different things. And they were saying, okay, your seizures are epileptic. And I was like, what? You know, your seizures are epileptic. But all this time, though, I'm sitting in here learning, and I had started teaching. So I didn't even think, I mean, I'm like, how am I, you know, how am I? And my speech therapist told me, she said, trading Forex is going to be good for you. Wow. And learning that, she said, because it's helping you. It's helping your cognitive ability, because you know, it's stretching your brain. It's stretching you, just like, you know, they tell you to do crossword puzzles and all of this sort of thing to exercise, you know, your brain and all this. And she said, you know, if you continue to do this, this is good for you because it's giving you brain exercise. So keep with it. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's going on? And then we found that out. But, you know, we put the word of God on that. We're not claiming any of that. You know, we put the word of God on that, but I've been able to, I never thought that from the place that I was, because they thought I was going to be a vegetable. So the fact that I can even understand or comprehend when I'm looking at a chart, what's going on, you know, if you were to talk to my neurologist, she would tell you that that's a miracle. Because of a lot of the damage and a lot of the things, you know, that happened, you know, and I was still trying to deal with that, you know, and I had gotten better when this opportunity came, but, you know, I was still dealing with, you know, some things. So I want to make sure that I clarify that, but it was still, we had a lot going on, a lot of reasons to not, or to make an excuse I had plenty of excuses. And you know what I'm saying? And I want to say this is so crazy. When he pretty much he kept trading, but he took, you know, a little bit of a break as far as with trying to teach and all that stuff, you know. And I was pretty much left in this space kind of alone. And I know like a lot of couples, like, you know, we got to do this together. And I was like, come on, you know, I need you. I need your help. You know, I need your help. But what I want to say is that I appreciate the time that I've been able to spend in this space by myself, because it has stretched me to a place that I didn't think that I could go by myself. It has stretched my mental capacity. It is giving me a sense of encouragement. It's giving me, you know, a sense of, I feel like, okay, you know what, I can do this. A sense of accomplishment that I didn't have, and I didn't have to lean on anybody to get it. I did this by myself. I'm getting on and I'm teaching, and I know what I'm talking about by myself. You know, that's really encouraging. That's really encouraging me, because sometimes, you know, you're not always going to have somebody to be there to be a support. You have to make a decision that you're going to keep on going no matter what. You know, that you're going to keep moving, you know. And I said, I'm not going to give up, because I know what this has done for us, you know, in the past. This saved us. So now we're on the journey, and we've been building up that brokerage account so that we can put a date on the day that we're able to become our own bank. You know, because before when we were trading, it was to save our life.
Put that in the chat. Become your own bank. I want to hold that. You got to hold that one. Hold it. That'll preach. That'll preach. Hold that. Be your own bank.
Because before what it was an opportunity. You know, we were trying to save ourselves. Before it was, we got to feed our kids. We got to pay our light bill. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was before. And that's fine. But now what it is now we know this works. We know what it can do. We were able to get some deliverance out of our last situation. So now, because of compounding interest, praise God, it is the 8th wonder of the world, because of the power of compounded interest.
I love that chart, Mia. I love that chart.
And, you know, shout out to all you guys and Alex and everybody. Look, I'm loving being able to grow my money a percentage every single day and see an increase monthly on my money. And, you know, and I know that now when we trade, we got a date on the calendar when we can say, you know what, we have become our own bank. Every time we see, you know, that those brokerage accounts, plural, increase.
Yes, plural.
You know, and I, you know, because that's one of the things that I love about it. Because how many times you're going to get your paycheck? One time. But I can get paid as many times as I want on these trades. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand the power of being able to trade, because you're going to get your check. Your boss is never going to give you your check 2 and 3 times. You're going to get it once, right? And that's pretty much it. But I'm able to, when Keita calls a trade, or you call a trade, or I'm looking in here and I'm doing market structure and I'm like, boom, I'm fixing to take this, you know, whatever. I'm able to put that in 3-4 different accounts and make money out of 3 or 4 different accounts.
And she ain't got to ask me nothing.
And I don't have to ask you. I don't have to get permission.
We did that.
I don't have to get permission, you know, and I appreciate him, because I don't have to get permission to win. You know, I don't have to get permission to win. I don't have to get permission to increase myself, because even when, you know, he was taking his little break, he was still rooting me on. You go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You do it. You can do it.
I need some new shoes. Yes,
proud.
Jesus. Yes.
I'm proud of you. And now, you know, it just warms my heart, because there's so many things that we want to do. We want to do for people. We want to do for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We got a list of things we want to do. We want to help to pay some churches off, you know, but we understand to do that, you have to be connected to the right power source, you know? And I think that sometimes people don't understand there are a lot of things that we want to do, but you got to get connected to the right source and the right resource that can provide you, you know, with whatever you need in order to do that. So I'm just like very appreciative to be in this space. I appreciate all the encouragement, and I also appreciate, people that won't give up on you.
Yeah.
Because I love the fact of being in this space where it's not competition, it's everybody wants everybody to win.
It's cohesion, not competition.
Right. And everybody wants everybody to win. And no matter how much money somebody is making, I don't care if they're multimillionaires, the humbleness that, look, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help you win. And it's pulling people forward. The fact that we see people pulling people forward and pulling people up to the level that they dreamed that they would never be. I'm just completely in awe of being in this space with you guys and everything that it provides, and with I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because now I know.
I love y'all more though, because see what had happened was when we seen y'all the first time. See, Millie, you didn't look like you do now. You didn't look like my man. Good Marquita, you didn't look like y'all do. I mean, y'all had y'all stuff together, but you can tell a difference in a person when they reach a level of comfort to know, well, I got that. I ain't got to worry about that no more. That worry has been taken away. My children's worry has been taken away. My marital worries have been taken away. You know, you can take a trip. You could take a trip. I seen you trading on a yacht before, Marquita. I seen it. I seen it. She's sitting on a yacht, but she's trading on her phone. I said, we sit down and we in a whole different country, in Dominican Republic, and we trading on the balcony. Yeah. Y'all don't hear nobody. Y'all don't hear nobody.
They don't hear us. They don't hear us.
What we have discovered now is that even in this space of time, and I don't want to, I'll be remiss if I say I'm not worried about, my heart goes out to those people who have lost people as a result of this COVID-19. But right now, you don't get tomorrow to start working on your financial future. You don't get tomorrow. You need to do it right now, because every day you waste is a day you don't get twice. You don't get to do those days twice. So while you have an opportunity, while you have the time, while you have the safety of being in your own space, being able to control your own environment, take advantage. Here's the thing. Even if you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like this space of Forex, you can always go back to your job. They'll always take you back into job. But what if you take an opportunity and take the chance? There are three things that are always in our lives. There are chances, choices, and changes. And right now, you got a chance to make a choice that will change the rest of your life. Not only your lives, but people that are connected to you. Your children look at you different. They don't worry about if we can go to school. It's where we want to go to school. It's not a problem of if you want to take a break and take a trip. It's where do you want to go? Spin the globe and point. And the thing about it, we want to get to the point when you go down to the store and you be like, let me get that. You'd be like, I don't care what it costs. I just said, let me get that because she want it. Man, that's some stuff. That's some stuff for you. That's some stuff for you right there. Y'all can go on, take that. Don't take that with you. Go on, take that with you. And when you go down to the lot and the model year vehicle on the showroom floor, you say, okay, yeah, I think it's about time for her to get an upgrade. And you drive it home to her. She don't even know you got it. You just drive it home to her. And you be like, hey, here get the keys to it. What you do that for? Just because I can.
Debt free because I can.
Because I can. Because Forex said that I can.
That's actually how we met one of the students. And I'm going to tell you how God just really confirmed that we were moving down the right path, because our heart really was to educate. That was our heart. We really want people to learn the skill set, because you can take away a lot of things, but what you know and the knowledge that you have, nobody can ever take that away from you, no matter what happens. You know, you always be able to come to a system and be able to get into this market and get what you need. But we were able to get a space, and you guys have come and see, you know, our little space, our school, you know, whatever that we have, and we didn't have to worry about anything. Wow. The guy that opened that up for us was actually a student, and he was inspired because we went and paid cash for a large purchase. We made a large purchase, and we went and paid cash for it.
Thank you, Jesus.
And because we did that, he was like, whatever it is y'all doing, I want to do that. And actually, I got some buildings. And y'all don't have to worry about paying anything. Just teach me what I need to know so that I can do. And so now, not only we have one space, we have two now. spaces that are being provided, because they're like, okay, whatever y'all doing, look, just just show me, because I want to be able to do that, and he's actually ready to walk away from his 9 to 5 now. So when I see things like that, it just warms my heart, and it encourages me that we made the right decision to stay the course.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, things you get frustrated a lot of times. This week has been crazy for me. I was texting Camille like, oh my goodness, I'm 2.5 hours away from home and my tire goes flat. And
I won't with her.
He wasn't with me. Nobody was there. And you know what? I had to change my own tire. I had never did that before, but I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. So he was on the phone and he walked me through it. But you know what? I did it. I never did it before. I didn't think I could do it, but I got him on the phone and I told him, I said, you know what? If you tell me what to do, then I can do it.
And that's the same thing we said to Dr. Jewel. That's the same thing we said to you, Camille. That's the same thing we said to you, Marquita. We don't understand everything that there is to understand, but I know a person who knows a little bit more. And that's what the instructors do. That's what the moderators do. They say, if I don't get it, if you show me how to fish, don't worry about it. You can leave me at the lake all day.
Right. So if you walk me through this, then guarantee. And you know what? It was my first time doing it, but next time that happens to me, I can change the tire.
It ain't gonna happen no more. It ain't gonna happen no more.
But I'm just saying the power of education and knowledge, and that's how I feel getting into the academy every day or going on live. And I see an instructor. Now I might not understand at first, but I keep watching, and then it becomes plain to me. They're breaking it down to me. I can ask questions. They're walking me through it. And you know what? Sooner or later, I'm getting on those charts and all things come back to remembrance, and then I'm able to get in there and do and execute what I've been told to execute and make some money to feed my family, or, to buy me something that I want to have, or whatever the case may be, and a lot of times I just want to make this point, and in a lot of, demographics, sometimes cultures, we feel like that wealth looks one way. What I've learned, is that, we want to build legacy.
Yeah.
And we've been able to sit back and say, hey, we're going to be disciplined about this thing. We ain't going to go crazy because we got some goals in mind.
Yeah.
And if our goal is to walk away, we have an account to pay bills out of, that's the beautiful thing, having multiple accounts for different things. We have an account for bills.
I felt that thing.
We have an account for bills. We have an account for if we want to go on vacation. You know what? Let's set up an account for that so that we can save and go in here, get this money and build that account. So vacation time, it didn't come out of any of our expenses. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful. And I didn't do anything extra. I just put the trade in 2 times. That's all I did. I just put the trade in multiple times. I didn't do anything extra. It's not any extra work for me to build those extra accounts. Once I've gotten the trade.
But she got some strong thumbs now, though, because she be clicking and banging and texting. So her thumbs is strong. Got some strong thumbs.
The money thumbs. I got them too. I got a whole lot of accounts. I be like,
yeah, your thumbs is strong.
They get
so being able to be disciplined and say, we ain't gonna touch that, because that's the account that's gonna set us free.
Yep.
So we're not gonna touch that. So if we need to do anything else, we just, we'll go ahead, we'll trade for it, build it up, do what we gotta do. But the account that's gonna set us free, we're disciplined. We won't touch it. We're just building it. But being able to look at it every day.
I just like to look at it though. I do like to look at it.
And to see the goodness of God, and to see and know that one of these days I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna make that withdrawal. And that's going to be the day that we get to say, you know what, we don't have to worry about nothing. We don't have to worry about anything.
And for us, let us think it's so much bigger than us, because we have big families. And to have the thought process to even think that there is a vehicle that can not only set you free as people of the kingdom, but you can take your moms and your dads out of the system. You can take your grandmothers and grandfathers out of homes and build them places next to yours, because you said, I don't want you to be that far away from my kids, because we're losing legacy by not being able to share stories of things that they've been through. The kids don't get to hear them. They don't get to hear grandma and Meemaw say all these stories there, because everybody's so grinded. They're so busy with the grind that they losing all their time. You ain't got no time to sit down and look at yourself. You got, I don't even know, you got clothes that's going out of style because you're working, because you ain't never got a chance to go and do nothing in them. So the thing about it, to have a vehicle that gives you the freedom of time, the only commodity in the world that you don't get twice. You go around this ride one time, and when you get off, you dead. So you have to make the ride count. So if you are not doing anything to set up so you can at least redeem some of your time, just redeem some of your time. I'm telling you, if I would have known 10 years ago that the last 4 years I'd have done it 12, I'd have done it 15 years ago. I'd have walked away from everything had I known then. But the only thing that separates you from all of the multi-millionaires and billionaires that are in this space is exposure and information. Now we're giving you both. You have just been exposed and you have the information. What are you going to do with it? Let's not play. Let's not sit around. It's simple. It's a simple equation. Either I'm going to go back to doing what I've always done tomorrow, or I'm going to take a different choice, and I'm going to take the road less traveled, and I'm going to see if this can change. What I'm telling you, we are living, breathing witnesses that you do not have to do what you've always done, but you won't get what you want.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I think we done. Like, we just dropped the mic, like just dropped the mic. Like, I felt that preacher anointing, right? I know.
I was about to.
The doors of the church are open. The doors of the church are open.
My church gonna be debt free. I don't even want your tithes and offerings. Just come on in there and get some Jesus. I don't need it. I got us.
Well, and that was one of our prayers, because we've been in space and we talked about this. But I told him, I said, I believe that we can do things in such a way that we believe in the principle of tithing. And, we want people to make sure that they do that, and sow their seeds. They believe. But other than that, we don't want nothing. What do you need? What can we do to help you out? And being able to see that, we actually going to be able to do that. Yeah. That's actually going to be a thing, that we can do. It just really warms my heart, because we both love, helping people and trying to do something to help people. We're always trying to figure out, okay, what can we do? How can we, bless somebody? Because we understand people are hurting, and when they come into a space, where they're looking for something, we want to be able to provide them with resources and classes and different things that they need. But that takes money. It takes money to do that. It's not everything, but it answers all things.
And I got the answer. We got the answer.
Yes.
We've been taking the test, and they allow us to cheat off their test. Yes. All these test takers around here, they've allowed us to cheat for 4 years. We've been cheating for 4 years, and it's encouraged.
You don't have to know everything.
Somebody better cheat. You better feel good. I'm a cheater.
Dr. Kathy always says, I Am Mastery Academy is a man-made company with a God-written skill set. And I use that all the time, because it's like, it's written. Kathy's 11. But now he's utilized this company to allow the manifestation of his word to come past and to reach the masses, which is why we do what we do with the Helping Families movement. We want to affect people across the globe as much as we can, because the reality is, once you learn this skill set, you can control the economy in your home for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all for jumping on like today.
All right.
It's all about reserves, Mila. It's all about reserves.
Absolutely.
All this stuff's been reserved. It's been reserved for us. It's been reserved for us.
Yes.
It's been reserved. Now it's time for you to tap into your reserve.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. And all of this knowledge that we've been gaining over these last few years has set us up for such a time as this.
Listen.
I'm like, oh my, I'm so glad because I'm looking on the charts, I'm looking at Bloomberg, I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's about to go down.
Right. We were literally talking about that the other day. We were just like, what if we would have said no to learning this 4 years ago? Like, it put us on the right side of money because money moves every day. People losing money, but some people got to be making money.
And we making money.
Everybody ain't broke.
Right? What'd you say?
Everybody ain't broke.
Right. Everybody ain't broke. So anyway, we can keep going on and on and on. Kitty, you got anything? I'm done. Jon and Freddi done dropped the mic.
Drop the mic. It was so good. I mean, look, you guys, if you all heard something that you know in your spirit that it bear witness, and you're like, you know what, I definitely want to learn a skill set. I definitely want to partner with a team of people that have my answer and not my problem. I definitely want to learn this skill set that the uber wealthy have been taking advantage of for hundreds of years. I definitely want to be able to position me and my family. I definitely want to be able to have the resources and the income to do the things that I desire to do. Heck, I want to be on the right side of money. You know, I want to become a part of that 1%, that 1% of the wealthy that thinks different, that sees different, that look at the economy and the way money moves totally different than what my eyes have been conditioned to looking at. If that's you and you want to learn the wealth language of what money is, then I want you to click the link. I want you to click the link. Whoever watch party you got in on, I want you to reach out to them, message them and say, hey, send me the connector link because I'm ready to partner. I'm ready to start learning this skill set. You know, do it now, make massive action. Like you said, don't put off tomorrow what you can actually do today. Tomorrow, we'll have the opportunity to start helping you, getting yourself in position. So by tomorrow, you're in a position to be able to dominate these markets. So look, you guys, we absolutely love you. And this is why we're doing what we're doing every single day. We're taking time out our day to empower, to inspire, to encourage, to let you guys know we've been a part of this space for 4 years and we're tearing the game up financially. And we're able to not only just do it for ourselves, but we're passionate about seeing other people. When I wake up and I open my eyes in the morning after giving God the glory and praying, the next thing that comes to my mind is how can I help the masses of people? I'm opening my eyes to look at graphs and charts when other people are still sleeping, to throw out trade ideas and alerts, to be able to bless the body, to be able to bless God's people. You know, that's a different type of hunger, a different type of drive, a different type of perspective. And this is what the Helping Family movement is all about. This is what you're hearing from real people receiving real success stories with real results. And we partner with an amazing educational platform. So only thing we're telling you guys is get connected. We look forward to seeing all you guys on the other side of money. Bye.